There's a bitter pill that a lot of guys out there have a hard time swallowing, but this is important information. If you understand this, I should say the guys that do understand this and they accept it and they get out there and push forward, they do just fine. But the guys that don't understand this, they get destroyed. They get chewed up and spit out. And that is that if you're out there dating, now this may not hold true for people that are in marriages. A lot of times it does hold true in marriages, but if you have a healthy long-term relationship, it may not apply to you. But if you're somebody that's out there dating and trying to meet new people, it definitely applies to you. Anyways, and I don't know why every guy is consciously aware of this, but 90% of guys are subconsciously unaware of this. They choose to be unaware. They choose to turn a blind eye. But anytime you're dealing with an issue where a woman is ghosting, flaking, playing hard to get, I'll put it like this. When I was 29 and I experienced single life for the first time, I got out of a 9-year relationship. I didn't know what it was like. Social media was here. Dating apps were here. It was different. And I would meet women, and a lot of times they would play this little cat and mouse game, right? They would be interested in talking and texting, but I had a hard time getting them to meet up, and eventually they would usually be down with it. Maybe it'd be like a late on a Saturday night. They would just hit me up and want to come over. But eventually they would get over it and they would want to hang out. And I would credit myself. I would say, well, it must be my game. It must be my amazing looks. Somehow I won her over, right? But that was blue-pilled. That was stupid. That wasn't the case at all. The truth is, she already had a man when I met her. Now, maybe they were in a real relationship. Maybe they were married. Maybe they were in a real relationship. Maybe it was just some guy that was taking her out once or twice a week. But in his mind, that was his lady. And he was putting effort into being with her. He was really trying to make something happen. I knew nothing about the guy. There's always another guy in the picture. And when you enter the picture, when a woman's playing hard to get, when she's ghosting, when there's a cat and mouse game going on, usually it's because she finds you attractive and she's looking for the right moment to sneak away and try you out. And if she has a good time with you and you have a good time with her, she'll delete his number and she'll move on to you. They call this monkey branching. I don't like to call it monkey branching because that makes it sound like it's something that's strategic, like they're consciously aware of. But in reality, they're just following their feelings. That's what dating is. Guys, dating is not you find your holy virgin woman and you take her out, you pick her up in the horse and carriage and you take her out with a bouquet of roses that you greet her with and take her to a nice fancy restaurant and a walk on the beach, a walk in the park. And she looks at you and tells you how sweet you are and how great of a guy you are. And that's not the way it works, right? This is